Cody Rhodes left AEW to go back to WWE a few years ago now, and he said something that I think is very controversial. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. Screw the Script. I'm your host, as always, Maverick. Thanks for joining me this Thursday night. Before I get into the Cody Rhodes situation, thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel from the last video. My last video, at the time of this recording, has over 7,000 views. And it's all thanks to you guys, so I thank you from the bottom of my heart. It's my best video yet since starting the channel. I had a lot of you hype the video, you liked and commented, so keep that rolling with this video. Hype it, comment on it, like the video. It really helps, as I want to get the STS Society growing in numbers. More and more people need to see my product, I feel like, who are in the same situation that a lot of you guys were. Before you found my channel, you were looking for a channel that was pro AEW, and that's exactly what we are here at Screw the Script. We go against the script that says that AEW needs to fail. All these haters that wish for its downfall, they can screw off. Now, to get into the Cody Rhodes stuff, boy oh boy. We all know Cody Rhodes' history from WWE. His first stint lasted almost 10 years, I want to say. He started in the mid-2000s, I want to say, 2007, 2008, somewhere around there. And then he got let go, I want to say, in 2014-ish. I could be wrong by the year, but I should be around close to the year that he was released. And then for a few years, he made a name for himself again on the indies before AEW became a thing in 2019. And he was one of the co-founders of AEW, and we all know what he did at Double or Nothing 2019. Cody Rhodes, since then, has completely changed. He went from being this huge-ass fucking baby face on the indies that went against WWE to a corporate stooge, essentially. He is basically wearing promotion pads when it comes to TKO and Triple H and giving them good word of mouth when we all know that they have been struggling in 2026 and all of 2025 too, really. Cody Rhodes went from smashing the throne that he did at Double or Nothing 2019 to being CB1. Instead of QB1, he's Cuckbaby1. Cody Crybabies should be the Cody Cuckbabies at this point, because that's essentially what it feels like. He goes on to say on WWE's booking, which we all know has been piss poor, nobody can do a better job than Triple H. That is obviously just a little snippet of the entire interview with Ariel. You can catch that on socials. Man, oh man, do you have to have some kind of leverage in WWE to outright say something that I think is so damn false. I feel like Cody Rhodes, he's probably one of the highest paid guys now in WWE, kind of like CM Punk now, where CM Punk is now sellout Punk. He went against everything that he stood for back in the day by rejoining WWE, by going over to Saudi Arabia. Cody Rhodes is very much the same. He literally took a shot at Triple H and the McMahon family back in 2019. He literally has an entrance song built around the fact that he had so much hate towards WWE back then and towards the McMahon family and anyone involved, which Triple H is, that he literally comes out to a song that says wrestling has more than one royal family. We all know the history there. So what in the hell happened, Cody Rhodes? What in the hell changed? Well, we all know what changed. Money. He sold out just like CM Punk. I don't agree with them whatsoever. I think Tony Khan is wiping the floor with Triple H when it comes to pay-per-views, especially when it comes to the weekly product the last year and a half now, when it comes to fan engagement, when it comes to building the AEW. It looks to be way better than the WWE Network already, and it's not even a year old. The list goes on. I feel like Chris Jericho, 1,004 reasons why Tony Khan is the better booker than Triple H. Tony Khan won Booker of the Year last year. He won Booker of the Year for me as well. And he's likely going to win it again this year, because Triple H and TKO are not doing nearly as good as Cody Rhodes is trying to praise them to be. He joins Eric Bischoff and Bubba Ray, Bully Ray. I call him Eric Bischoff and bitchy right now. And here's a funny thing here. Adam Scher, formerly known as Braun Strowman, took a shot. Elite Rockers here on Twitter says, Cody Rhodes says he believes there's no one better at booking WWE shows than Triple H. And Braun Strowman just simply goes, ratings says otherwise. And it's true. They are having very low attendance at many shows, which is unlike WWE, a show that's been around, a company that's been around for decades now. And the ticket prices do not justify the poor product. There is literally no storyline over there interesting. And there's a plethora of reasons why I stopped watching. And guess what? Triple H is a big part of that. He's not the whole ordeal. We know TKO has their leverage as well when it comes to this stuff. But Triple H still has pull when it comes to the storylines, all the promos, the PLEs, the premium lame events is what I like to call them. I don't agree with Cody Rhodes in the slightest, and it's crazy to see how much he changed since 2019. Now to get on to Dynamite. After defending Tony Khan there, here's a quick recap. It was a fun night of matches. Young Bucks versus TMDK was fun. Bucks pick up a win there. Aminata beat Red Velvet. Harley Cameron with the surprise of the night, beating Marina Shafir. The women's division right now in AEW is the most unpredictable it's been, I think, ever. We saw Harley win last night in a shock win. We saw Maya World move on to the finals against Mercedes. That was shocking. It just keeps going. Zack Sabre Jr. beat Jungle Jack Perry in one of the best matches of the night. And then Omega comes out. Those two talk back and forth with one another, cut promos. Ospreay and ELP was a great match like everyone expected. Those two have great history. Ospreay comes out with the win. Swerve and Garcia was a better match than I thought it would be. I thought Swerve was going to put Garcia down in under 10 minutes, and I think this match went on 15 minutes roughly. Swerve with the win, though. We saw chaos at the end of the night with Briscoe's team and DC MJF, which MJF backstage pulling out that shirt with Don Callis. He's making a lot of rifts and tears with the Don Callis family. I think by the end of all this, I'm going to predict right now, actually. Here's a train of thought that I had as I was talking about them. I think Team Briscoe's a shoo-in to win this cage match because I think Briscoe is going to get his title match. And the reason why I feel that way is because MJF is going to make the Don Callis family hate his guts so damn much that they're all just going to either fucking leave him in the cage alone or just not try anymore. I could be dead wrong. Maybe Briscoe loses because we saw Kenny Omega hint that he is coming for the title and wants redemption, which is hint, hint, keyword at the next pay-per-view, AEW Redemption. We'll see what happens there if he beats Zack Sabre Jr. this Sunday. And then Death Riders and Mystico Brodito. It was actually my match of the night. It was a kickoff match, and it has my Maverick moment. Check it out.
And laces the fingers. Look at Brody King! Tags down Moxley! Tags down Claudio!
It's insane that Brody King can do a spot like that when he's well over 300 pounds, and the dude moves like a luchador. Honestly, WWE could never, when it comes to that. They don't have big men over there that can do something like that at that size. It was a really good match. I love seeing Brodito back together, but the Death Riders pick up the win due to interference that the ref did not see. But it is really exciting to see those two back. A fun little callback too. There was a backstage segment, a brawl rather, between Cope and Cage and the Dogs, and the Dogs ended up coming out on top. And there's a snippet here that I have. Look at that. David Finlay with the huge throwback from like 2002, I want to say, with the really old, I don't know what to call it, Cyborg 2000 sunglasses that Christian wore way back in the WWF days. I loved that callback. That right there, that screen grab proves to you how deep and how much AEW cares about its tag division, unlike the main competitor when it comes to tag teams over there. Their tag division is piss poor. Some other quick pro wrestling news in AEW now. Tony Khan mentioned that he spoke on Jack Perry's contract status and says that he hopes to have Perry in AEW for years to come, so I'm sure they'll work out a contract there. Tony Khan also in a media call on Forbidden Door leading up to this weekend, he was asked about Tony Storm, Jay White, Keith Lee, and Britt Baker. He said they're all in different positions and some are closer to returning than others. So I'm assuming that was maybe a not so subtle hint maybe. I feel like if any of those four, it's going to be Jay White that returns at Forbidden Door, if anything, or later this summer at All In. Toni Storm could as well. We really don't know what's going on with her. If it is a pregnancy, like many have predicted, who knows? We really haven't seen anything. Keith Lee, he's been gone for like 2 years now. Britt Baker as well at this point. And I honestly wonder if those two are even in wrestling condition. Tony Khan was asked by Sean Ross Sapp if he'd be interested in acquiring libraries like PWG or Lucha Underground for my AEW, because we all know that he said that he plans to expand it. And he said it depends on the situation. He said he's interested in helping promote and host indie companies at the moment. So I guess companies not quite as big as PWG, Lucha Underground especially, but I think eventually we are going to get to that point. Also with MLP up in Canada. Also, during that conference, Tony Khan confirmed that Puerto Rico is a high priority market for AEW in the future. I don't know if any of you out there that listen to my channel are from that area, but if so, get excited because it sounds like Tony Khan is wanting to go out there sometime in the near future. And I have one MLP thing for you today. MLP Mayhem, the August 7th and 8th tapings that'll happen. We're going to see Andrade over there. So again, a more great crossover with MLP. I think it's just really, really testing the waters by Tony Khan with MLP. And he continues to have guys sent over there and wrestle with MLP, get exposure, give MLP some great exposure, because I feel like having Andrade in your card is really going to sell tickets in those seats. And so I really do think by the end of 2026, we're going to see a very common working relationship with MLP and AEW. And now on to this video's DDT. I actually have two of them, so enjoy. Here's the first one. This is Chad Feelgood at Chad Feelgood. 1.2 million people were watching Aces and Eights in TNA. 600,000 have been watching Death Riders in AEW. And Wrestle Rap retweeted, Death Riders are not needle movers. Well, there are two major things that make this claim false. One, the big one, Aces and Eights happened, over 10 years ago at this point in TNA? So you're looking at 2016 or even earlier than that. Guess what? 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, there weren't nearly as many streamers or streaming services. More and more people watched on cable. I'm tired of seeing this argument because it is such a false narrative that people don't understand that a lot of people watched pro wrestling on cable back when cable was way more popular than it is today. I mean, Raw and SmackDown, same thing. Raw used to average like 4-5 million a week on cable 20 years ago. It'll never see anything close to that again because everyone watches on Netflix now. So that plus Death Riders, not needle movers. Are you serious? Jon Moxley was involved in literally the feud and match of the year for many last year against Hangman Adam Page at All in Texas. So for those reasons, that's why you are this video's first half of the DDT. Here's the second one. Tom at Takes by Tom. You're missing a word in there. It should be Shit Takes by Tom, because he goes on to say this is such a sad attempt at how WWE used to end their shows back in the Attitude Era. Difference is WWE had sold out crowds, loud reactions, and larger than life stars doing this. AEW has 2,000 people in the crowd, moderate levels of noise, and lower end card guys doing it. And he's referencing the ending to Dynamite last night, which I thought was a blast. It was fun to see Team Briscoe, Team DC, MJF go at it. I completely disagree with this. First off, the crowd size, sure, it's not as big as it used to be, but it's still very strong and entertained pro wrestling fans, emphasis on pro wrestling. And moderate levels of noise? No, incorrect. Honestly, I've been to 4 AEW events and I've been to many more WWE events growing up as a kid. And I want to say when I went to Quake by the Lake 4 summers ago, that was the loudest crowd I've ever been in front of. And that includes to like 7 or 8 WWE shows I went to growing up as a kid. So that is dead wrong. And lower end card guys, come on. MJF is literally the top heel in all pro wrestling. Takeshita, Kyle Fletcher, both those guys can out wrestle pretty much anyone in WWE. So you're just spewing shit out of your mouth. And for that reason, you're the other half of this video's DDT. That's all I had on this episode of Screw Script. Let me know down below what your favorite part was of Dynamite. What are your thoughts on Cody Rhodes' words that he said about Triple H apparently being the best booker for WWE? I disagree. I think that he was at one point, but has since kind of just bogged TKO and kind of just wimped out, essentially. He's not the cerebral assassin. He's not the game anymore. He's being played. The game is being played by TKO. As always, this has been Maverick with Screw Script. Thanks for watching.